welcome to the Redbull Gaming Sphere here in London, where we are here exploring the ROGTakeover event. It's a 3-day event happening over the course of this weekend, and we're going to check out what's going on this weekend. So let's take a look. So I'm here with Anthony, who works in marketing for ROG. So why don't you tell us a little bit about ROG and what you're trying to do here with the ROGTakeover event?
Sure. So ROG has been the gaming brand of Asus for quite a long time now, just over 10 years. So all of our highest end, all our craziest, all our products specifically for gaming enthusiasts have come under this brand for such a long time. So we're down here at the Redbull Gaming Sphere, giving all our fans a chance to play some games, show up with their friends, and just have a good time over the weekend.
Now, here in London, we have quite a few esports venues. Why specifically did you guys decide to pick the Redbull Gaming Sphere to have this event?
So we've been involved with the Redbull Gaming Sphere right from the start. So all of the hardware in here, where applicable, is ROG stuff. And we've really been interested in supporting it. I think it's that focus on community. Everything down here is free. This isn't a for-profit exercise. It's very much about, as I said, just coming down here, bringing all your friends, and just having a bit of a good time. And that's the kind of approach that we want to take.
It's all about the fun. Well, why don't we take a tour and you can show us around a little bit, a few of the things that ROG have got here.
All right, let's have a look.
So, Anthony, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on behind us?
Sure, so right here, just behind us, we've got Overwatch on these systems here. And is that a personal favourite?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you can have a go in a minute then.
Maybe I will.
Okay. And then over on this side here, we've designated this as a little bit of a free-to-play type area, so you can bring whatever accounts you want, whatever games. We've got some guys playing League at the moment. I think there might be some Dota going on the other side, so a little bit of rivalry going on there. And then at the back, you'll see on the absolutely massive screen over there, we've got a 1v1 tournament on this new game called Grip. It's a racing game. It's inspired by this game called Roll Cage, which came out like over a decade ago. I remember playing it as a kid. It was super cool. So this is kind of a spiritual sequel. It's a bit of a King of the Hill style tournament. So we've got the leader on the right, people trying to challenge them on the left, and if you win consecutive games, then you can get some ROG swag.
Okay, so behind us, we've got some of the components that are going to be going into this custom PC that's part of the competition that you have going on here today. Why don't you show us what is going into this?
So this whole system is being built by Extreme PC UK. It's a fully custom loop, so they've got some crazy stuff going on over here. I can't even explain everything that's going on here, but the kind of pièce de résistance, the center of this, we've got an RTX 2080 Ti in here, which is a pretty chunky bit of graphics card, so that's going to be super nice. X470F Strix motherboard as well, and then there's a Ryzen CPU in there as well, so this one's AMD powered, and we are going to be giving it away, so people that post on social media, you have a chance of winning one of these if you take one of the coolest photos of the gaming sphere over the weekend.
It's pretty beefy, So these are all the components behind us, right? So these are some of your biggest products, surely?
Yeah, especially the RTX 2080 Ti and the X470 motherboards as well. They're designed to go along with the Ryzen CPUs, so it's basically taking the best of AMD stuff and then the best of our stuff, putting it together, and then you end up with a rather nice system.
Well, I have a Ryzen CPU, so I'll just be taking a load of this. But we've actually got some more of your products over here. So why don't we go take another bit of a tour and have a look what's over here. So this looks a little bit more like the red carpet, the Hall of Fame. They're all on stands. Why don't you tell me what all of these fancy things are?
Yeah, so this is where we're keeping all our newest and most exclusive things that people haven't really seen before. There's not been that many opportunities to show this off. So at the front here, we've got the ROG4. This is a 1200 watt platinum power supply. It has an LED screen on the front as well, so you can see your exact watt usage at any point, which is super cool. And then we've got two different motherboards here. Both of these, again, designed for Ryzen CPUs. We've got the B450i at the front, which is the little ITX-sized one. So for nice, small, compact PCs, but with still a lot of power, then that's going to be the board for you. And then a bit further back, there's another Strix X470F, which is the same one that's going in that build over there. And then on the opposite side, we've got two of our brand new coolers. In a similar fashion to the power supply, these both have screens on. So these little bits here, you can put basically whatever you want on there. You can do customized GIFs, you can do ROG flashing logos and all kinds of crazy stuff, and have that in the center of your PC at any time. So You can put some stupid memes on there. You can put your favorite team logo, whatever you want. Ultimate customization is going to be the thing. And we've also got, right at the back here, we've got a brand new headset, the ROG Delta. This one's a USB-C connection, so it'll work very nicely with your phone, and it'll still get that nice little RGB glow around the edges as well. So it's going to be super good for pretty much any use.
I want everything.
I'll get a big bag for you. You can just scoop it all in there.
Thanks, you got my back. Well, seeing all this stuff was amazing. Where can people actually get hold of some of this stuff?
So a lot of this stuff today has come from overclockers, so that's a great place to pick up a whole bunch of stuff, but there's loads of online retailers as well. So if you've got a particular favorite for your PC hardware stuff, then search ROG and you'll probably find most of this gear on there.
Well, this was the best tour if you like RGB, if you like all these cool gaming gear. Thank you so much for taking us around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the event, because I know that we definitely will, and there's so much more to see. So thank you very much for talking to us. Let's go to the rest of the event. Okay, so we're here with Nick and Jansen from Extreme PC UK. They are building this amazing PC here, which is going to be part of the ROGTakeover competition that is going on here today. Jansen, do you want to steal you a second so you can explain to us what's kind of going on here? Hello. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff out here right now that's going in this PC. Take us through everything that's here.
Okay, so basically we're using a Lian Li case. It's the new dynamic case, and all the components we're going with are mostly Asus ROG. So we've got the ROG Strix motherboard with a AMD Ryzen processor. This is the Ryzen 5 2600X.
Spicy.
Then we've got a EK monoblock that's cooling that. We've got a Alpha Cool radiator. We're going to have a GeForce RTX 2080 Ti for the GPU. That's going to be fully water cooled. Then everything else is all the RGB fancy bits. So we've got a RGB SSD, RGB RAM, RGB fans, all the water blocks are RGB, and we've got RGB LEDs just in case all of that wasn't enough. All that's controlled by the Asus ROG terminal and the Aura software that comes with the Asus motherboard as well. The fluid that we're using is a Aurora, so it has metal flake in it, and that's going to be a metallic blue.
So by the time this PC is finished being built, how much is it going to be worth?
It's roughly about $5,000. So
I want to win this PC. So this is your personal PC, right?
yes. So this is kind of showing what it may kind of look like as the finished product. Because people are watching us build it from scratch, so when they're seeing the empty case and a few components, we can then show them this and say this is technically what you will be winning.
Like, here's the one I made earlier.
Exactly, yeah.
So this is what it's pretty much going to look like. So someone is going to be taking home a PC that looks very similar to this, that right now looks very similar to this.
Yeah, so we've got a few extra little features that we've added to this. So it's a little bit higher spec than the one we've got here. And this has got a lot of 3D printed parts as well, because we've had to custom mount the ROG terminal. We've got a little 5-inch screen in there that's going to display temperatures and things like that. We've mounted the reservoir on the bottom of the case, so we had to get a custom bracket for that as well. And the pump, we've mounted that to the radiator as well. So pretty much everything in there has been mounted where it shouldn't be. So a lot of the mounts we had to 3D print ourselves.
Oh man! So this event has been going on will be going on for 3 days. Today is day 2. So is this PC going to be finished built by the end of today, or is it going to be a last minute by the end of tomorrow kind of thing?
The way we planned it out is that day 1 would be a unboxing, fitting components, cable management. Day 2 would be all about the water cooling, so we'll be bending the pipes live We'll let people have a go at bending the pipes as well, so they can see how it works and if they can do it.
Big risk.
Yeah. But the thing is, we've got all the pipes ready to go in there, so we've got loads of spare pipes, so we're happy for people to have a go just to see what it's like, even if we just throw them all away. And hopefully by the end of today, we will have all the fluid in there and we will be turning it on. So it will be fully running by the end of today, and tomorrow is software installation and a bit of overclocking.
I'm excited to see how this PC looks by the end of it. Thank you very much for telling us how this is all going, and we will keep up to date with how this PC build is going throughout the day.
So as you can see, in all its beauty, it is complete. Nick, Jensen, tell me, what's your favourite bit? I have to ask, because I've got loads of favourite bits. So what do you guys like the most?
I'd say my favourite bit out of the whole thing is probably the screen, because you never see that in any other builds. It's kind of our signature. So a lot of builds that we've done, we've put that screen in there because that's our own product.
And you can play games on there and do all kinds of stuff if you wanted to.
Yeah, it runs as a second screen internally, and basically you can have that as your main screen if you wanted to. So yeah, anything you can do on a main screen, you can do on that small screen.
Nick, are you most proud of the screen, or is it something else?
I was going to actually say the screen, but then he got in there first. So with me, the second thing I like the most is actually the monoblock. So most people get.
What is a monoblock for people who may not know?
With the CPU caller, I'll let Jansen point it out. Normally with a CPU caller, you just have a CPU call, but with the monoblock, it's doing the whole area. So it's like really, really big chunk of copper, and it's cooling everything down. So, and you can see with the light system in there and the fluid going around it, because it's a lot bigger, I just think that's my best focal point, you know.
Yeah. So you clearly, he's trying to say basically, he wanted to make it look as beautiful as possible. I've never seen a monoblock before, and I was really looking at it and just kind of dumbfounded that it looked so cool. And does it actually have benefits in terms of how it cools down? It just cool a larger area?
Yeah, because it's cooling a much larger area of the motherboard. So we take the original heat sinks off, and then that cools where they would have been before, but with water cooling, so it's much more efficient. With this particular water cooling, you'll notice, if you can see it close up, that there's a aura going around there. So the fluid's got actually like a flake in it, and that goes around. It makes it look a bit smoky. So that's another thing that I really, really like about the system. So, what's your view on the flake?
Yeah, I think with this aura fluid, we use it a lot because the standard fluid, once it's going round, it's a solid colour, so you don't see any movement. Right. But with the aura, when you look closely, you see it swirling around the corners, so you actually get the feeling of there's fluid moving around the system.
Right. I can tell now that you've said that. It makes complete sense because you can see the actual liquid moving around, whereas it just looks static, I guess. Yeah, fantastic. Tell me as well, what's been your biggest challenges building this PC? Or if any. I'm just saying, maybe you'll be modest and tell us, but maybe not.
The thing is, we always try to fit so much into a small case. So our main problem is planning where everything goes. And with this case, nothing is really where it's meant to be. So we've had to do a lot of 3D printing to have brackets made to get things where we need them. But yeah, that's the biggest challenge, I think.
Nick, you agree?
One of my challenges is getting the air out of the system. So normally it will come out on its own, but with this, it's been a learning curve to try and get it to come out without getting it back in. So we were getting there, and it's nearly right at a point where all the air's out of the system. But yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge, because each time you move it a certain direction, it takes it from somewhere else and brings it back. Right. Apart from that, I'd say the layering of all the components, like if you see where the ROG terminal is, that's like you said, we've got a 3D printed bracket on that, which normally you'd have it down the bottom, but we've got the reservoir there. So it's been like, we putting it in, and then it's like, oh, this will now not fit. So we move it, we put it here, this will now not fit. And you're just constantly moving them about. And it's been a challenge trying to get all them components to basically stay in the positions where we want, where there's enough room. And, you know, we finally got there, it's all in there. Because originally, it was going to be, see how the reservoir is long, and it's down the bottom? It was meant to be on the rad, and we would have made it look like a Red Bull can, but because of timings, it's pretty hard. Otherwise, that would be a Red Bull can right now, as we're at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere. But yeah, apart from that, 3D printing's been a bit tricky, but it's just something we do on a regular basis, so we sort of get used to it now, aren't we?
Well, under all the restraints and all the issues, you have done very well. So once again, congratulations on building this awesome PC. We are all looking forward to what you do next, and wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much for talking to me.
Cheers. Thank you.